of containers that we're going to use. And you can always see who the industrious students are and who the lazy students are. I'll just give you one. But the industrial students are going to want to build their containers themselves. And what we'll do is we'll make our own. We're going to take a piece of newspaper, wrap it around the container like that. We're going to scrunch in the bottom like this. We're going to pull it out. Stick your hand down there to form the bottom. See the bottom? Then I'm going to take a stapler. I'm going to take the stapler and attach my container. Then I'm going to fill my container full of planting medium. You don't want to tamp it real hard, but you do want to tamp it a little bit. You don't want to have air pockets in there that'll dry the roots out. We'll then plant the nut in the container like this, and then we'll take some rubber bands. After you get the nut planted, we'll take rubber bands.
Terry, may I stop you for a second? Can I put the light things in your pocket or away? You are not capable of having that.
Once we get everything put together, the last thing we'll do is we'll put rubber bands on there to hold it together. We will then put these in these containers here. Yogurt containers. And that's going to be our center of the window. Now usually you see more windows, don't you?
That's always worked in the past, but if we need more, we can find
Okay,
more.
well, I don't know if we can get them all, but we might be able to.
We can, I've also that table.
Okay. Well,
It's free.
we'll put them in there, and so that way we'll have our nut in the planting material, and they'll get sunlight. And you're going to have to provide two things. You're going to be responsible for providing the water. And you're going to be responsible for providing the nutrients. And I've got Miracle Grow for acid-loving plants. And what you do when the trees start to sprout, for now you don't have to do anything. You just water. You water them about twice a week. You don't want the soil to be saturated. You want the soil to be moist. So usually twice a week takes care of that. But then when it starts to, when they start to germinate, when you start seeing a sprout coming up, then what you'll need to do is, when you mix up your water for planting, you'll take a pinch of this Miracle Grow and put it in a gallon of water. And that's all it takes when you water. So you'll be doing water only initially. When the plant starts to sprout, you'll be using water with fertilizer mixed in with it. And also, I brought some chestnut seedlings, so you can watch the chestnut seedlings sprout as they're planted. You'll need to water them just like you do the others 2 times a week. You don't need to put any fertilizer in them until you see them start to turn green. When they start to turn green, you start adding the fertilizer with them. Now, if you're not as industrious as your fellow students, you can use a man-made pot. And somewhere I've got some rulers. And what you'll need to do is, see how there's a hole in the bottom? You'll cut you out a piece of this burlap here. You'll put that to the top like that. You'll put it down like this, and that, once you put your soil in there, that'll form the bottom. You then fill this up with material, and again, put a few inches in there, have this on the table, and then make sure that there's no voids in it. Not real tight, but enough so that there's no pockets of air in it. You'll fill that up, you'll plant your nut in this, And then once your fellow students get theirs put together, we'll put them in this container here. We'll sit them in this container like this and put them in the window. Now, I brought enough nuts. I thought there were going to be more. Are there more students in this?
There was a lot more that signed up. But
Okay. Well, I've got many more nuts. If we have time, you can do one of each. You can do one paper container and one plastic container. And there's also some pins if you want to put your names on the containers to see how they grow. And then if your nut doesn't grow, don't worry about it. I'll have plenty of other seedlings for you to plant on our planting event. But anybody got any questions so far? All right.
All right, one thing is these buckets of dirt in here, be really careful. It's going to make a mess on the floor, so try to be as neat as you can so y'all don't have to sweep up a bunch of dirt when it's over with, okay?
Everybody get one piece of the newspaper that I've got here is actually 2 pieces. But you'll use one of those for your planting. And I'm going to let all of you make one paper